All right, let's dive into one of the all-time great narrative poems, Alfred Noyes' The Highwayman. It's this incredible Gothic tale of romance, betrayal, and a ghost story that has stuck with people for over 100 years. So let's get right into this dark, dramatic world.
I mean, right from the get-go, the scene is just so perfectly set. You can practically feel that wind and see that spooky moon. This isn't just a backdrop, you know? The setting itself is a huge part of the story, and it's basically screaming that something dramatic is about to go down.
So, our story kicks off the way so many great love stories do, with a secret meeting in the dead of night. This is where we meet our two main characters, who are, well, completely doomed.
First up, the Highwayman himself. And get this, he's not just some grubby outlaw. He is painted as this incredibly dashing, romantic figure. We're talking a velvet coat, a fancy hat, shiny boots. He's basically the ultimate bad boy with a serious sense of style.
And who is he meeting? The beautiful Bess, the innkeeper's daughter. But look at this detail here, the dark red love knot she's weaving into her hair. That's not just a pretty accessory, it's a powerful symbol of her love for him. And trust me, you're gonna want to remember that little detail.
And here it is, the promise that sets everything in motion. He tells her he'll be back for her no matter what. It's incredibly passionate, sure, but it's also a reckless, fatal vow. This is the moment that seals their fate.
But of course they're not alone, are they? There's always someone watching. In this case, it's Tim the ostler, the stable hand. He's also in love with Bess. But for him, that love has curdled into this crazy, dangerous jealousy. And when he overhears the highwayman's promise, well, the seeds of betrayal have just been planted.
So, that one overheard promise? Yeah, it changes everything. And not for the better. It leads us straight to our next chapter, the arrival of the soldiers and the setting of a seriously cruel trap.
And sure enough, the very next day, who comes marching up to the inn? A whole troop of King George's soldiers, the Redcoats. The poem never says who called them, but come on, we have a pretty good idea it was Tim, right? Their arrival just flips the whole mood from romance to pure danger.
And these guys, they are just awful. They don't just wait for him. No, they make a whole show of it. They drink all her father's beer, they make fun of her, and then they do this. They tie her up and use her as human bait. They actually strap a loaded musket to her chest right where she can reach the trigger. It's just diabolical.
I mean, can you even imagine the terror? She's tied up, she can't speak, she has a gun aimed at the ceiling, and his loving promise, "Look for me by moonlight," is just echoing in her head. Those words have turned into a countdown to his death, and she can't do a thing to stop him from riding straight into it.
Okay, so this brings us to the absolute climax of the poem. It's all about Bess and the impossible choice she has to make. The soldiers are waiting downstairs, her lover is getting closer by the second, and everything is on her shoulders now. The way the poem describes her struggle is just so visceral. She is fighting against the ropes so hard that her hands are raw and bleeding. This isn't just a struggle to get free, it's a frantic race against time, with his life hanging in the balance.
And then she hears it. That sound, the rhythm of his horse's hooves on the road. The poem just uses that simple sound, clot, clot, and it builds an insane amount of tension. That sound used to mean love and reunion. Now, it sounds like a death knell.
And this question just puts you right there in the room with her, doesn't it? You're holding your breath, wondering, are the soldiers too drunk to hear him? Is there a chance he could just ride on by? For just a split second, you think, maybe there's a way out of this.
And then it happens. In her desperate struggle, she finds the trigger. With absolutely no other way to warn him, she makes the ultimate choice. She pulls it. The blast from the musket shatters the quiet night, a warning shot that costs her everything.
So, her desperate plan works, but it kicks off a chain reaction that's just as fast as it is tragic. Now we have to look at the devastating fallout.
The highwayman, he hears the shot and he gets it. He knows it's a warning, a trap, so he turns his horse and he gallops away, safe. But the irony is just crushing. He's alive because of her, but he has no idea that the love of his life just died to save him.
And this just shows you how quickly his entire world unravels. By dawn, he hears the news of how she died, and his grief, it just instantly turns into pure blind rage. He turns his horse right back around and rides for revenge, completely out of his mind.
Yeah,
It was a suicide mission. He never stood a chance. The redcoats were waiting for him. And the poem just hammers the point home with that brutal repetition, on the highway. It's so final. He dies right there on the road, this dashing figure brought down by nothing but rage and heartbreak.
But a story like this, it doesn't just end with death, does it? Like all the great tragedies, this one becomes something more. It turns into a legend, a ghost story that gets told over and over.
And this is where the poem just brilliantly loops back on itself. The ending sounds just like the beginning, but now it's being told as a local ghost story. The wind is still blowing, the moon is still up, but now that old road is haunted by what happened that night.
And this is the final image we're left with, and it is so haunting. In death, the two lovers are finally reunited. The legend says he still rides up to the inn, he still whistles that tune for her, and she is still there at the window, waiting for him, plaiting that red love knot in her hair.
So, at the end of it all, what are we left with? I mean, yeah, it's an absolute tragedy full of betrayal and violence. But that final ghostly image, that suggests something else, doesn't it? Maybe the real point is that a love this strong can't actually be destroyed. Maybe it just echoes on forever. It's a pretty powerful thought to end on. Thanks for checking out this explainer.